Hello everyone out there, and welcome to what should have been the inaugural edition of Sidewalk Cafe. However, we have a series of problems that are plaguing us at the moment. First of all, Seanster the Monster is not with us this week. And the reason that Seanster the Monster is not with us is that Master Toddzilla is also not with us. And the reason Toddzilla is not with us is that last Saturday he was involved in a bit of an altercation at the Save You More grocery store in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And, well, he's had some hospital time and some rehabilitation time from what I have heard is a rather painful injury. I'm not sure the full details yet, but from what he was able to mumble to me over the phone last night, he called me from the hospital, from his hospital bed. He was shopping in Save You More, and there was a group of young children who were running up and down the aisles at a rather high rate of speed, and they were really, if anyone knows Master Toddzilla the way we do, knows that that would get on his nerves in a way that, well, at one point they ran past him, and from what the police report says, he gave them, quote, a dirty look. And the oldest of the children, which I think I read in the report was around 6 years old, took a loaf of bread and, using it much the same as a baseball bat, proceeded to strike Master Toddzilla in the groin with the bread. Toddzilla fell forward and struck his face and his mouth on the concrete of the floor and chipped a tooth. And he was knocked unconscious for about 3 minutes, as from what I've heard. Anyway, he's not been in very good shape. There is some damage, not only to the tooth, but in the groinal region. And I don't want to elaborate on that, but it's required a hospital stay longer than we expected. Seanster the Monster has traveled to Jefferson Regional Medical Center in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, where Toddzilla is currently staying. And he's supposed to give us a report here sometime, and I'm hoping he'll call it in and I can include it here in this podcast. And we get some sort of an idea exactly what's going on and when we can expect him back. Because, you know, how much can we really do without the Toddzilla here? Anyway, this is the first inaugural episode of the Sidewalk Cafe, and it's not quite what we expected, and that's pretty much what we expected. Until next time, this is Professor Phil Fangleton signing off.
Spend most every day in the Sidewalk Cafe, drinking coffee, watching women walking by.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, folks, for coming back just after signing off there. I didn't expect to do this, but we have word. I'm sorry, we have it in? Okay, we have an on-the-scene report from Seanster the Monster at Jefferson Regional Medical Center involving the current status and an update on the status of Master Toddzilla, Christopher Upjohn. Can you get that right for me, please? Okay, we're going to run it. Oh, you ready? Okay, let's just run it now from Jefferson Regional Medical Center. Here is Seanster the Monster.
This is Seanster the Monster reporting from JRMC with a Sidewalk Cafe exclusive special report. At this moment, the outside world has not heard from Mr. Toddzilla since his wife will not let him online. I attempted earlier to bring his dad's OCB radio that can be hooked up to a dial-up line for internet services, but it was taken away by nurses when I tried to bring it to him, and they have both boxes of the equipment at the nurse's station. But I happened to speak to one Mr. Toddzilla. He complains that his room is full of flies, and he thinks there may be a wasp nest in the corner of the window. Please say a few prayers for Toddzilla. Back to you, Professor, at the Sidewalk Cafe studio.
My name is Dr. J.S. Simmons. I am the attending physician for Mr. Christopher Upjohn here at Jefferson Regional Medical Center. I've been asked to come out here and speak to you this afternoon about a small incident that happened to Mr. Upjohn last night here at JRMC and set the record straight before any potential rumors or misguided stories are developed. For the record, yesterday afternoon, Mr. Upjohn had been complaining repeatedly that there was a wasp nest on the inside of his window in the corner. The nurses investigated this complaint on more than one occasion and reassured Mr. Upjohn that there was no such wasp nest in his room. He did, however, refuse to believe them and continued to complain into the evening. Approximately 11:45, a small brown moth entered Mr. Upjohn's room and proceeded to beat itself against the light bulb in the lamp next to his bed. Mr. Upjohn mistook this brown moth to be a wasp, and he exited his hospital bed in a rather hasty and panicky way, pulling the IV from his arm, crashing into the serving table located next to the bed, and then he hit with some force the corner of the bathroom door, knocking himself unconscious for at least 7 minutes. Upon regaining consciousness, Mr. Upjohn was given a mild sedative, returned to his bed, and the IV was replaced into his arm. That is the story that is in the official record here in our logs. And if anyone wants to do any further investigation, they could ask our supervisor, and he will give you all the written information you might need.
Boy, that didn't sound good for anybody down there, did it? Quick update on what we just heard. Master Todzilla's attending physician has reported that overnight Christopher Upjohn was spooked by a brown moth, which he mistook for a wasp. He exited his bed, pulling the IV from his arm and stumbling over the dining tray, and hit the bathroom door with some amount of force and was knocked unconscious. I don't know how that's going to affect his overall health, but one moment. Oh, you got another one. You got another one. Who is it? Who is it? Give me the paper. Give me the paper. This is the second attending physician to Christopher Upjohn with a report on his overall state of health before the moth incident. Okay, just roll it. Yeah.
My name is Mr. Larry Holder. I am the second attending physician for Mr. Christopher Upjohn, also known as Monster Toddzilla, and I'm here to give everybody an update on his health and how he's doing here at our establishment. A little bit of a recap for everybody. On Saturday night, Mr. Upjohn suffered a blunt force trauma to his groinal region, and this resulted in his left testicle being forced fairly deep into his body cavity. It went some places that it wasn't supposed to go. And in his 2 days here at JRMC, we have still not been able to locate it. Therefore, tomorrow morning at approximately 9:45, Mr. Upjohn will be undergoing a series of x-rays in hopes of locating this testicle, and then once we find it, we'll have to figure out how to put it back where it belongs. I think that'll... You got a question over there? Okay. Thank everybody. Thank you.
Okay, folks, we're just about to wrap this up because it is more than time to go. But before we do, I've just gotten another note from Seanster the Monster at JRMC that he has established contact with Christopher Upjohn, and he did so through the use of Upjohn's dad's CB radio and a dial-up internet service. I don't know. It doesn't sound right to me, but apparently Upjohn's wife will not let him go online through conventional means, and this is the only way that he can really speak to us thus far. I have no idea how this is going to sound. I don't know. I've never used it before, but Upjohn convinced everyone that yeah, it'll work. So, Master Toddzilla, are you there? Can you hear me? Please say something. Okay, we're not going to do that. That's okay. Yeah, we're not going to do that anymore. Okay, folks, this is Sidewalk Cafe. We're going to be signing off now, and hopefully next week we'll have some updated information for you. Maybe Upjohn himself will be here, and that would be an awesome thing for everyone involved. Okay, this is Professor Phil Fangleton for the Sidewalk Cafe.
Spend most every day
Get music.
in a sidewalk cafe, drinking coffee, watching women walking by. The color of their hair, not the reason that I stare, but I always